Curse of the Mummy's Tomb.
I can't work the fucking focus.
Gabe is a child of Egyptian descent, but he lives in America. But him, his mom, and his dad, they go to Egypt for a business trip because his mom and dad sell refrigerators, which is apparently big in northern Africa. So Uncle Ben is an Egyptian man by the name of Ben, who is an archaeologist who's studying one of the pyramids. He's doing this great big dig in these uncharted parts of one of the pyramids. And Gabe is really excited about seeing his uncle, but he's not so excited about seeing his cousin Sari. S-A-R-I, not S-O-R-R-Y, because that would be a terrible name to give to a child. He thinks his cousin Sari's a bitch, so he doesn't want to fucking see her, because in his little 12-year-old word, she's a cunt. He doesn't actually say that, but he implies that she's a cunt. So they're staying at this hotel in Cairo when all of a sudden his parents get a phone call and they have to go out of town for, they're out of town, but they have to go out of town again for business because there's a refrigerator emergency. Hey, you stay in this hotel room by yourself because we don't care about you in this strange country where you don't speak the language. You'll be fine. Your Uncle Ben and your little cousin Sari will be here later and they'll take care of you. While he's sitting around in the hotel room, he's trying to watch TV. He doesn't understand anything because it's all in Arabic. So he pulls out from his pocket, he has this little mummy's hand that he carries around with him that he bought at a yard sale in the States. And the kid who sold it to him said it's called the Summoner. It has magical powers. Ben takes them to go to the pyramid where he's doing his archaeological dig, right? So he meets all of his uncle's friends and all of his co-workers, and he gets introduced to this 19-year-old kid named Ahmed. And Ahmed's a student who is like doing studies with him. He's a local, you know, all that cool stuff, right?
This is super dark.
Yeah. Yeah, story?
No, the...
Oh, the thing? Sari's like, hey, let's walk around. And Gabe's like, no, it's not. This place is like ancient. There are diseases here. There's probably like flesh-eating bugs, you know, not to mention fucking mummies. I know what Brendan Fraser went through. Let's not fuck around with pyramids. And Sari's like, oh my god, you're such a pussy. And he's like, we're 12. You shouldn't be talking like that. And there's a sarcophagus like right beside him. And he's like, oh my god, I bet there's a mummy inside. Oh, this is so creepy and scary but cool. And the sarcophagus starts to move. And the lid starts to come open. And he's freaking the fuck out because there's a mummy that's gonna eat him and kill him. And oh my god, it's just Sari. Sari's just a cunt. Here comes Uncle Ben. And Uncle Ben's like, you kids are fucks. I told you to stay with me. This is pyramids. You could die. Do you not know what Brendan Fraser went through? They're there at the hotel. Uncle Ben's kind of scolding them, telling you can't wander away from me. We're not going back to the pyramid again. You kids can't go back there if you're not going to listen to what I have to say. And the next morning he gets a phone call and he has to go to the hospital because 2 of his workers have been hurt. And he's like freaking out about it. He's like, I'm going to leave you kids here, but don't leave. I'll be back in a couple hours and we'll figure out what to do. And Sari's like, hey, let's go do something. And Gabe's like, no, we probably shouldn't. And Sari's like, what, are you a pussy? And Gabe's like, god damn it, woman, you shouldn't have such fucking foul language. Gabe doesn't want to seem like a pussy. So he's like, yeah, let's go to the museum. And Sari's like, yeah, that's badass. And they're looking at shit. And everything's in Arabic, so they have no idea what the fuck anything is. And he's talking about mummification processes again. And he's freaking Sari out. When all of a sudden behind them, they see Ahmed. And Ahmed's like, I need you to come with me right now. Let's not question things. Let's just go with this man named Ahmed who's never spoken to us before in his life. Ahmed starts driving, and at this point it's revealed in the story that Gabe has bordering on mutant powers of navigation. So he instantly knows in this country he's only been in for a couple days that they're going the wrong way. Hey, the hotel's back that way. Where are we going? Well, Ahmed's like, well, I know a better way to get there. And Gabe's like, yeah, but the hotel, we passed it. Like, we're going the wrong way. He's like, no, I got this. I'm Egyptian. You're not Egyptian. Fuck off. So when they stop in traffic, they both bolt out of the car. And they start running for their fucking lives. And in comes Uncle Ben. And like, thank fucking God. Oh my God. Why did you see Ahmed to kill us? And Uncle Ben's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So Uncle Ben's like, I have to go back to the pyramid to do some more work. I guess I have no choice but to take 2 kids with me. Here's the thing I'd like to point out. There's like 30 pages left in the book, and a mummy hasn't showed up yet. And it thus making it the best goddamn Goosebump I've ever read in my life. But even while I'm reading it, I'm like, it's gonna go bad. They're gonna fucking have a mummy that's gonna show up and he's gonna sing a song or some shit. My fear is it's like finding a beautiful woman and you get like a blowjob and you like finger her butthole or some shit, and then you realize she's got a dick. And you're like, oh, I did all that nasty stuff with a dude. Oh my god. So they go back to the pyramid, and
Fingering a dude in the butt. So they go back to a pyramid.
and all of a sudden Gabe's like, oh man, my shoe came untied, yo. I guess I gotta get down and tie it. So he kneels down to tie his shoe, and then when he looks up, Sari's gone, and he's like, God fucking damn it, this always happens. So he starts walking. He thinks they're this way, so he turns this way, and all of a sudden he falls through the floor into this pit, and he opens his eyes, and everywhere there are mummies. They're like standing up, some are sitting, some are laying down, and at this point I'm thinking, oh my god, it's going to be a chorus line of fucking mummies. Please, I don't want to see this guy's dick. I don't want to see this guy's dick. So that's a metaphor. See the guy's dick. The floor is moving, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And there are things snapping at him. And he looks around and sees there's scorpions everywhere. And the minute he sees them, he freaks the fuck out and starts to fall. All of a sudden, the hand grabs him, right? And he looks up, and it's Sari. And Sari pulls him to the side. And just when they're like bickering and laughing, he turns, and there's a torch like shining bright. And it's Ahmed. And Ahmed's like, how dare you desecrate this sacred place? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Kmart? Space? It's gotta be Kmart. Oh, this is the temple of Kala, and I am her protector of the high priestess. And they're like, okay, you're gonna have to do some expository explanation so we know what's going on. So apparently Kala was this great high priestess in ancient Egypt, and her burial chamber has always been considered sacred and holy. And anytime anybody threatens to violate that, it's up to the descendants of Kala to take them out of the picture. Uncle Ben shows up and is like, what the fuck is going on here? This is a torch. And he's like, shh, fire, fire. You violated the ancient temple of Kala. You must pay the price. The curse shall be set upon you. And Uncle Ben's like, listen, fuck off. We can just go back to my place. I'll make some rice. I'm popular for that. And Ahmed's like, fucking hit. Bam. It just knocks the fuck out of Ben with the fire. With the torch, just hits him in the face and knocks him the fuck out. And then throws him in a sarcophagus. And the entire time the kids are like, we're fucked. We're gonna die. And he's getting ready to mummify the kids. So he throws the torch down on this tar pit. And the fire just starts boiling. And then he grabs the kids and throws them in a different sarcophagus. Closes it like, I'll be ready for you soon. And all of a sudden they feel something rustling up against them. And they're like, oh my god, it's a mummy. It's gotta be a mummy. They realize it's actually Uncle Ben. And Uncle Ben explains that all the sarcophaguses in ancient Egypt had trap doors so that the souls could escape, right? So he just used one of the trap doors to get around. So they pop open the sarcophagus, they start running, and then there's Ahmed. He's like, you motherfuckers, I thought you knew what I was going to do. You knew I had plans for you. I went and got all this toilet paper. I'm going to mummify you. That's what's going to happen. When all of a sudden Gabe pulls out, for some reason, his little mummy hand, his summoner, and he lifts it above his head, and he says, mighty summoner, I call upon your powers. And everybody sort of looks at him, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And all these mummies start coming to life, and they grab Ahmed, and they pick him up, and they put him high above their heads, and they're going to throw him into the tar pit. And then he starts crying, so they let him go. They just fucking let him go. And even Gabe in the book is like, what the fuck? And when he opens his eyes, the mummies are all back in their original positions, and Ahmed's running the fuck away. I love the book. The book was actually really cool until mummies got involved, and they let Ahmed live. But until, it's literally 130 pages long, and 127 pages of that, no fucking mummy. And that's awesome. It wouldn't get taint. It wouldn't get balls. I enjoyed it. So it would be right, not the tip of my dick.
Shaft?
Like the edge of the tip. Like, if my fist is my majestic penis head, right? and the bird finger is the urethra, right? So this is a downward view. This is I laid the cock on the camera, right? So I would, not here, because this is the prize money. This is where we want to be, right? But I would just be on the head of the penis. That's what I do. And next time, be prepared for Trevor when he's doing Let's Get Invisible.